Hello and welcome back. Got a little game summary here. And this was the Battle Patrol with Impactor. On this side, the other side, I had Crosshairs and Aimless and Nightstick. And I was using... I actually tried Wonko the Sane, and I actually put it on Aimless because he's 7 stars. Yeah, Aimless, 7-star character. Bold and brave, but when he gets knocked out, he's no longer a character. So I considered this being not in play anymore. Once he was a... I keep picking up the wrong card. Once he was considered a battle master and no longer really a character, he was no longer aimless, he was this. And so I put him on Crosshairs. This was a very, very blue deck. They did lose. The Battle Patrol and Impactor did win. A couple of things to note. The Wonko the Sane, which I really just made for the heck of it, really helped out because it gives them brave. And I almost forgot about that, which also meant that I could he no longer had tough 3. But he now had a health of 11 and bolt 2. Because that's what Wonko the Sane does, and he got a couple of decent swings in. Of course, they're just nothing but blue pips for the most part, and a little bit of black to try to get some of these to pull off. Now, that actually pulled off. I pulled this off at least once, I know, but Nightsticks, no, really didn't pull that off. But this was weird. I liked it. I probably would like it better for a regular character. For the health and the bold, maybe not the brave. The brave did help get him knocked out quicker. It did. And then in the meantime, I was testing out code breaking, which I really like. You do have to watch when your opponent flips 2 whites. You can't use this anymore. But I was able to actually kept Aimless alive for one more turn. And I had to do the recount because the way code breaking works, code breaking, I have another card that is an upgrade. Is that when I'm over here and I'm flipping, and they pretty much have an orange heavy deck to be able to pull off the battle patrols, little taps and things, and we got some good taps in. I did keep forgetting to use Sunrunners, and that every time one of them becomes tapped, I'm not sure what that means. I may have to go back and look up some of Wassie's old things on Sunrunner. Maybe that may be from the tap ability, not just simply tapping them for attack. Then you get to do 1 damage, and I tried to make up for that because I had gone like a whole turn and a half before I realized, oh crap, I wasn't doing that. Well, what code breaking does, let's say they're attacking, they got all this from a bold 2 or something. Well, I can knock this out, make them scrap it, and then I flip for defense over here. And a few times they had flipped a double orange flip, and I'm like, oh, I don't want that. So I tossed that out. So that was helping them survive a little bit. The battlefield cards, I had a few sprinkled in, not very many. was really interesting. I put Corebot here on Sunrunner. Well, Sunrunner was never in bot mode until his very last move. So he was in stealth, and he really never got to use Corebot. But it helped give him +2 for an extra turn after Junk Cannon had been previously put on him. Now, let's see here. This is really weird. It's just disappeared. But these were some of the homemade cards I was using. Lava Pits, Predacon Crash Site, Cyber Shrine. Anyway, I can't find it, but I had Code Breaker in here also. Code Breaker is an upgrade, and Code Breaker breaks code breaking. Because Code Breaker allows you to... Okay, Code Breaking is for defending. Code Breaker is for attacking. That's the difference. It's not here, but it's here, but I don't know where it is, where it disappeared to. Code Breaking is for defending. Code Breaker is for attacking. So when you're attacking, you let your defender draw first, and then depending on how many, I think, blue pips they have, you get bold from that. That's why you let the defender flip first. If they happen to be a blue heavy deck, that's going to go into your favor, and then you flip for your attack and add 1 bold for each blue that they flipped. A really neat card. I really like that. Over here, I had Corebot playing chicken. Abandoned Base, the Obelisk Throne Room, and Airport Hangar. I never got to use Plain Chicken, but I never got to use Airport Hangar either, which would have been good for Sunrunner. But Obelisk Throne Room, I've always kind of poo-pooed this card, and when I get it in the MSE editor, I'm going to reword this slightly. And it was out for about 2 full turns, and I marked or gave it to Impactor. So Impactor got the extra bold, and it gave him 2 bold because he was in bot mode for both of those turns before it got kind of scrapped for another battle card. But really fun game. I only got to play 1 game. I'm going to keep this set up and play it a few more times and see how things go. I really want to get Plain Chicken in. And I didn't even realize this. I almost put Demolisher with these guys, because Demolisher is also a 7-star character. Maybe he's 6. Because Demolisher gets perks from tanks. Well, Demolisher is a Decepticon. The Battle Patrol are Autobots, but there's like 3 tanks here. Let's see here. Yeah, tank, plane. And so just a really neat kind of mix here. And I almost went with Demolisher, but I didn't. Instead, I used Impactor for the bold with a heavy orange deck, which just really knocked them out. But I'm going to keep this set up and play it for a little bit. It was really fun. It did not go very fast because I was having to pay attention to so much stuff. Like I said, I missed Sunrunner's being able to damage the enemy for a few turns, but really fun stuff. And I actually had 50 cards in both decks. Actually did 50 cards. Haven't done that in a long time. If you've been keeping up with me for a while. Yeah, back in the floor. But that's all I've got tonight. I hope y'all had a good day. I hope you learning from this. I'm learning from this. Finally getting to just wanted to sit down and just play the game for a change. Really neat stuff, really fun stuff. And we'll see you next time. Have a blessed day. And and remember, try not to tickle Metroplex around his feet when he's in city mode. Have a good night.